Hey guys, it's about 5 in the morning here, day 202. I've been going since about 3, decided to go to Walmart. My buddy Paul Tyler suggested, hey, I know he's been watching the videos, and he says, hey, I know you're slammed for time, why don't you do a crock pot recipe? And I thought, oh my god, why didn't I think about that? Because coincidentally, I got this really cool, huge crock pot for the wife for Christmas, and unsurprisingly, it's never been used. So I pulled it out of the garage, and I'm going to kind of wing it here because I think I'm kind of a little bit over where I needed for portions as far as the size of the crock pot because it's a big one, and I really wanted to do something based on about 4 pounds of meat, but they only sold this cheaper chuck because it was on sale for $3.97 in 3-pound slabs, so I got 6 pounds. So I might have a little too much here, but better too much than too little. So, I know the basics. I'm just kind of winging it with the portions here. But I got some baby carrots, some red onions, some russet potatoes, some low sodium fat-free beef broth, and some veggie soup mix. Okay, and that is just going to go, and I'll do that on low for 8 hours, and that should be darn near perfect. Here's a little tip for you. If you are a spice head like me, this is probably the best hot sauce you can get off the shelf in a normal grocery store. Now, you're going to have to go to the Latino section. Down here in Florida, we've got a lot of authentic Mexican restaurants, and this is the stuff. This is what all the locals love. And it tastes really good. Absolutely love it. It's great with chips. It's great on tacos. It's great to add to anything. It's darn hot. It's not like specialty hot sauce hot, but it kicks the snot out of anything you'll find in the normal hot sauce section of a store. So give that a shot. This whole bottle, by the way, $1.97. It's dirt cheap. Nobody knows about it because it's in the Latino section. There's a few other brands there, but this is the one you want. Alright? So, I'm going to get home. This should be, done by about 1:30, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, so that'll be about lunchtime for the contractor and me. And, I'll figure something else out to do. This isn't bad. It doesn't really warrant a video, though. Chop up the onions, chop up the potatoes, throw it all in, turn it on. That's pretty easy. My wife does a really good chicken recipe, and that's what I was kind of hoping she would be doing more of, but she didn't. So I'll do that one next, probably. So there you can see all the stuff and the good size crock pot I got. Now, I was off a little bit on the sizes. What I'm going to do, just so I'm not overstuffing this thing, I'm going to use one of the roasts, and I'll fill it up with the veggies and only use one of the beef broths and one of the vegetable packets. And then I'll get some more carrots, more onions, and maybe a couple more potatoes, and then just do a second batch tomorrow. So that'll work out just fine. All of these ingredients here were $41, so that's not bad at all. And that's really making 2 batches. Add another, say, $5 just for a couple more onions and carrots, basically. So you're talking a huge crock pot for, what, 21, 22 bucks? Can't beat that. That's cheap. Anyway, it is now 5:30, so I'm going to let this go for 7 to 8 hours. So it'll be, what's that, 1:30, 2:30, somewhere around 2 o'clock. A little late lunch, but it'll be worth it. And there we go. It was about 10 minutes of prep work. I used about 3/4 of that bag of potatoes, so I'll go pick up just a few more of those, and I used 2 onions, 2 large red onions, just basically quartered, put them into about 6 actually, and that's it. Real simple. Whew, I'll tell you what, this day is already dragging. I will be so glad when this project is over and I can get back to my normal routine, whatever that is. I've always had a screwed up sleep schedule, but I've always been able to catch up when I need to, and usually that means sleeping in the mornings. Phone traffic is almost non-existent. People really don't think about hiring a photographer until, well, after lunchtime. They surf the web on their lunch break if they're looking for a wedding photographer. If they're a commercial client, not too much really gets done in the morning, trust me. In the afternoons, they get busy. So the mornings are my time. Usually, if I've been working till 2 or 3 in the morning, which is pretty typical, I'll sleep through the mornings. It works great. I've always been on kind of that third shift schedule physically anyway. My body really gets tired about 4 o'clock in the morning, between 4 and 4:30. That's just my natural sleep cycle time usually. So it's worked out great. But now with construction, I've got to be up all day, because he's here 8 or 9 o'clock, depending on the day. And I've had the roof guy, all kinds of stuff for like the past 2 weeks. So basically, I've been forced to be on a day shift plus, and it's catching up to me. But I woke up 3 o'clock this morning, wide awake, and I did get a good night's sleep. I think I fell asleep at like 8 or 9 last night. I really don't remember. I don't remember falling asleep. But anyway, I'm going to go for a ride since I haven't done it in quite a few days here. Just haven't had the time. But I got a little time now. It's about 7:30, so he's not going to be here for an hour and a half or so. Got a pot of coffee on. It's going to be waiting for me when I get back. So do a ride, get a shower, get some refresh going. Sun's coming up right now, so that'll kind of help get things going too. Got to get some more photography done and see how the day goes. Hopefully no more huge problems, and today is what yesterday was supposed to be a big tile day, and we can make some real progress getting this bathroom done, and hopefully he can stay the whole day and not leave early again, because that really kills projects when he's doing stuff. He couldn't start the tile yesterday. He finished up fixing all the little problems at like 3 o'clock. Well, that's not enough time because you're working with grout and mortar and everything, and he can't stay until 9, 10 o'clock at night, so he needs a full day. So hopefully today is a good day. Tomorrow would be another great day, and maybe we'll finish up by Thursday, Friday. My class for Friday just got pushed to Thursday, so the schedule's out the window for getting it done ahead of time. There's going to be a mess here no matter what, so I'll just make some workspace for us and we'll get that done. But that'll be all afternoon on Thursday. And I did talk to my cigar store clients and let them know what's going on the schedule, and they're totally cool with everything. They still haven't prepped the next batch for me to swap anyway, so it turns out there's no huge rush for me. Anyway, let's go for a ride. It's been a while. Okay, that was only a little over 2 miles. and I'm beat. Oh, it's been too long. I'm out of the routine. I can barely catch my breath. Still way out of shape. Whew. On the plus side, I'm noticing my problem area is finally starting to go away. So that's a good thing. I don't mind the weight coming off evenly, but I'd like it a little more targeted. And I did step on the scale this morning just to see where I'm at, and I was at 244, so I'm back in the right direction. But what's today? Today's Tuesday, so tomorrow we'll have the next official weigh-in Wednesday. So I'll be back on schedule there. I need a shower. I gotta wake up, get some coffee. Woo, boy, do I feel better. Nice shower, feel refreshed. Sun is up. Got a little R&R in here. Ready to go. It's about 10 to 9. I got my second huge mug of coffee. So good. Alright. Well, he should be here any minute, and we're going to get a lot done today. That is for sure. You know, it's funny. I'm sitting out here on the porch and looking at the landscaping here, and I've done a lot of different things with this landscaping. Got the redneck fence there, but you know what? I like it because it hides their crap on the other side. So thank you, rednecks. Actually, he's been really good for the past 3 or 4 months. He finally got a job. First time in his life. So he's like, I don't know, 20 or 21 now. And he's doing some landscaping work. So, hey, kudos there. You're out of my hair, kid. But the landscaping here, we originally had a big hibiscus tree that was right in the middle of this plot here in front of my office window. And it was huge. Went all the way up to the roof. It was beautiful. Sweet red flowers. And a frost killed it. We have the occasional really bad frost here, and it'll only hit 1 or 2 days a year, but it's enough to just obliterate stuff. I mean, flowers and trees and bushes, you never know what it's going to hit. And you can't tent everything. You know, a lot of us will put out bed sheets and stuff, but you can't cover everything. So, you take your chances. I lost a few jasmine that way. But I planted these corner things way back, I don't know, probably 4 years ago, just to kind of dress up the yard, because it was very plain, and the grass has never grown in. I originally mulched it all, and I laid down seed, and it just didn't take. This tree is just too big. It shades too much, and the grasses down here, they're more like surface vines, St. Augustine. It's not grass like you get up north. There's no root system. It's all on top of the sand. This is all sand. You dig down an inch, you get shells. It's just like a big beach around here. So it's hard to grow stuff. Everyone that actually has thick green stuff, that's sod. And that has to be replaced every few years, and it costs a couple grand. And it requires constant watering. So there's most of these people like that house on the corner there, that's owned by some snowbirds, a couple different, 2 couples, they share it, and they're only down here half the year. Those are neighbors' cars, they park in the driveway. But there's nobody in it. But they have the system on automatic watering, and it's technically illegal. And it's a big fine if somebody reports you, so I turned my sprinkler system off, and this is all natural. I don't do anything except mow this every few weeks, so that's good enough for me. It's green. It's not all grass. There's some clover-like stuff. I'm sure some are technically weeds, but you know what? It looks good, so I like it. But this stuff up here, this is like a seagrass, and I had planted them down in the corners. I originally had, let me take you down here. I originally had seagrass and these green poofy plants. I can't remember what they're called, but they look nice and they were native to the area. That's one thing that's important. I always plant whatever's native because I want no maintenance. I don't want to have to worry about it dying off, excessive watering. But I had some purple ones. They looked the same as these green ones, but they were purple, and I had them every other one. I had green, purple, green, purple, green, and then a seagrass, and then I alternated for each corner. And it looked great. Well, the purple ones lasted about 2 weeks, and they just started dying off. I'm like, what the heck? So I take a look at them, and right at the roots of every single one of them, it's like they were rotted. Something was eating them from the inside. And there was just some kind of bug around here that just loved whatever variety those were. And they were gone. All of them. So all I was left with was the green ones, and they filled in. Took about a year, but they filled in, and they're about 3 times the size of when I planted them. I want them as big as the mailbox. I need a new mailbox, but they're expensive. Like $150 for a posted mailbox. It's ridiculous. But over here, this was blank for a while. I got some weeds I got to pull. And the seagrass just naturally kind of blew over here. I didn't plant these. I didn't plant anything in this bed at all. That's all just wild. So, hey, that worked out. That looks really good. And then down here, these little, I can't remember what they're called either, but Ashley planted these when we moved in, and they haven't grown an inch. I don't get it. They're like little pygmies or something. They used to have flowers when she first planted them, and then, I don't know, they stopped blooming after like a couple of weeks. And they've looked exactly like this all year round. It's like they're fake plants. But they're fine. I gotta fix my light here. It's not broken. It's just so much of the bed has eroded because we have terrible problems with these gutters clogging because of this tree. So every storm I'm out here digging out the gutters because, I mean, in a matter of minutes, we had a huge storm yesterday. You know, all these twigs and stuff would clog the downspout. And I got tired of it, so I poked holes in the real problem gutters. And that solved the clogging problem. But in the meantime, it eroded a lot of this bed down probably 6 inches. So there's just not enough dirt left for that to stay up. So I gotta put some rocks and stuff in here and prop all that up. Oh, here's my guy. This is smelling pretty good. We're about 7.5 hours in. So I told the guy here that it's ready whenever he is. Chloe's going crazy. You smell that, Chloe? What is that? That's some beef? That smell good? Whew, if you guys had smell-o-vision. Oh man, that just smells tender. So simple too. But I like to switch it up. You know, I'll eat this no problem for several days, but I need some more crock pot recipes. So I got that chicken one that the wife makes. And then I'll be looking for some new stuff, and I don't know, I'll do some kind of video with it. But I mean, this stuff's so simple. That reminds me, after Paul had mentioned crockpot recipes, I'm like, okay, yeah. So I started to look some up. And so many of them just completely defeats the purpose. To me, a crockpot is easy because it's throw the stuff in there, very low prep time, really easy, all in one crockpot, right? Well, it's tough to find recipes that are actually that kind of formula. So many of them, you have to braise the meat, saute the vegetables, tons of vegetable prep. It's pretty much exactly... Of course, I got a phone call right in the middle of that. Like I said, or was saying, it's pretty much the exact same thing I'm doing now, but instead of finishing it off or cooking the meat in the slow cooker, you know, I'm doing it on a smoker or in the pot. So if I have to spend an hour prepping and sauteing and braising and cooking ground beef, not much point in using the slow cooker. You're basically just heating the stuff up at that point. So I wanted to do like a really good chili, but same thing. You gotta cook you gotta saute all the onions down. You gotta cook all the ground beef ahead of time, you know. But this is why I like this kind of pot roast meal. It's really throw it in there and go, and that's exactly what I was looking for to save some time, and that was great. Literally 10 minutes this morning. Well, and I had to go to the store, but big deal there. And it's just been cooking here. I've been working away. He's been working away. Now we're ready to eat. Love it. Well, not a whole lot of progress today. Did get the bottom of the shower complete. It is ready for tile. The final slope setting there is, or the final slope coating is setting. So he's going to get on that first thing in the morning, and then he'll be able to do the walls. He finished up the opening here for the medicine cabinet. Had to adhere those blocks onto it so he could screw it on, because that's the living room wall on the other side. And finished up all the drywall details so it's ready for mud. I guess he's going to do that right after he sets the shower tile. And that's really about all that got done today. So, slower than promised, but at least it is getting done and it does look good. Oh, and he did rough in the holes for the old lights. Got some caps. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. I told him he's probably going to be here through Saturday. He was planning, originally he said he would be done by Monday. Yeah, right. And then, you know, it's changed day to day. He said, oh, I'm not going to be here till Friday. I'm like, yeah, you'll be here Saturday. See you guys tomorrow.